BiomedRx Optimum Woman is the only woman's high-potency full-spectrum multiple vitamin supplement to contain 56 nutrients, including those most important for today's woman, such as calcium for bone health, iron for healthy red blood cells, beta-carotene, biotin for nail and hair health, gamma-linoleic acid from evening primrose oil, octasanol, grapeseed extract, a potent antioxidant important for maintaining capillary strength, and vegetarian digestive enzymes. Visit www.biomedrxsupplements.com.
Gold label quality BiomedRx CBD oil is made from organic hemp that is locally grown, glyphosate-free, gluten-free, non-GMO, homogenized, third-party tested, and CO2 extracted. Visit www.biomedrxcbd.com.
Hi, this is Devin Lockett, the president of Job Site Route. As the son of a general contractor, I know how difficult it can be to get good food on the job site. And letting your construction workers leave the job site to buy lunch just takes valuable time away from them being on the site. I've developed an app and a program that will bring a steady stream of food trucks to your job sites every month for the low price of only $100 per month per site. That comes up to about $3 per day to have a steady stream of food trucks coming to your job sites all day, every working day. You can also contact the food trucks ahead of time and pre-order your food from the menu on our app. This saves valuable time for your construction workers and for you. It also sends a variety of delicious food served on Southern California food trucks to your job sites all day. When you think about it, it only makes sense to join the Job Site Route Network.
how's everybody doing? You know, I've got some news, some information that I'd like to share with you guys. Thank you. I see my overlay is still quite loud, so I guess I'm gonna have to crank it down here manually. Yeah, so how's everybody doing today? I hope everybody's had a great weekend. Happy Easter, and thank God spring is finally here. You know, on your way up, on your rise, right? I'm teaching you how to live your best life, right? How to live your best life. I've got a light bulb going out right here, and it's going to be flickering on and off in my face. How to live your best life and how to get the most out of yourself. How to be a peak performer. How to be a well-individuated human being. And how to achieve your values. How to be efficacious and how to accomplish your values. How to cultivate the virtues of independence, honesty, integrity, justice, productiveness, and pride in yourself, and how to hold high the values of purpose, reason, purpose, and self-esteem. I'm getting a little tongue-tied here. Good morning. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
Very well, very well. Thanks for coming. How you doing?
Good. You know, we wanted to know what you had that was good for high blood pressure.
CBD and DMSO taken together.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I actually, if you want, you can check your pressure right quick.
Oh, wait for him?
Yeah, if you want. I do mine every day, man.
Yeah, we did his today.
Good.
Yeah, it was 169 over 101.
Yeah.
It's high.
Yeah.
So we're trying to figure all the ways to do it to lower it. We bought like the what's it called? The beet juice and all this stuff to bring it down. You know, but I saw that I did a little bit of research and I saw that they had something here. So
And we do therapy too, biomagnetic therapy that can help also help you with your blood pressure.
and what is that? What is the therapy?
We use these magnets. We place these magnets on your body. These are therapy magnets.
Uh-huh.
And the positive lowers the pH, the negative raises the pH. So we help the body to get rid of pathogens by depolarizing the relationship between pathogens in your body. For example, you could have E. coli from eating solids or whatever, and it'll be in your thymus gland. That would make it very basic, very alkaline, right? So I put a positive on here. And if you have bacteria in your colon, in your intestines, we put a negative there, and simultaneously the body will get rid of both.
What about you have? Me personally, I have stomach problems. Like I'm constipated bad.
Yeah, we can help with that, but you have to drink a lot of water because the magnets dehydrate you. But the magnets do cause a detox reaction.
And what about like with the aluminum in our bodies, all that
We
kind of
have
stuff?
heavy metal toxins.
Heavy metal toxins?
Yes, that's what we do.
Oh, really?
Yes, and we also have ionic foot detox where you can soak your feet in water and it'll pull out heavy metals. And also, if you want to do it at home, I recommend buying some bentonite clay. bentonite. Bentonite. It has a magnetic charge to it. So if you can't handle it with metal, you had to handle it with a
Glass.
spoon, a plastic spoon. Mix it in your water, soak in it in hot water, and it will draw heavy metals out.
Oh, really? Is that a bath or what?
It's a bath.
Oh, okay.
And the more you do it, the better you'll feel.
Oh, wow. And so it'll give you energy.
It'll give you energy
Oh, that sounds good.
because it's just taking toxins out of your body.
Yeah, and that's what we have a lot of toxins in our body right
A lot
now.
of metals.
Yeah, that's why a lot of people are getting sick. Yeah. Did you get the vaccine?
No.
Okay. I was gonna say I want to see if you said yeah, then I know this stuff ain't good.
No, they shut me off of YouTube on 2 channels because of the stuff that I'm telling people. You can get rid of COVID with DMSO, the stuff I'm going to show you right now, with zinc and iodine.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
And
liquid. Liquid under the tongue. Yeah, liquid zinc, liquid iodine, you do DMSO in the morning, it'll knock you out. CBD oil we have, and hold on one second. I'm gonna have to.
That's a serious screen.
Thank you.
You want to make sure you can see, huh?
Yeah.
You need to repair eyeballs.
Exactly right. Let me give my. I'm gonna give my people. Yeah.
Now, how long does it take to lower your pressure?
It's pretty instantaneous, believe it or not. You can, with DMSO and the CBD together, you can actually taste it like within 5 minutes.
Your pressure will go down?
No, your pressure will go down in about an hour or two, but you'll definitely taste it in your mouth. Even if you rub it on your skin, you'll taste it.
Like taste it? What do you mean by taste?
It'll be so far into your bloodstream that it'll be in your mouth that you'll actually taste it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So it's very potent.
Very.
Hello, this is Devin Lockett once again at the BiomedRx Health Center with another holistic health tip. I'm going to be talking about how to manifest wealth with Harataki. Okay, now the last time I made a video about Harataki, I think you can find it if you click right here. I mentioned that I was going to show you how to manifest wealth using Harataki, and I didn't show you. So I want to take a moment here to show you the technique of how to manifest wealth using Harataki. Now, what is Harataki? Harataki is a plant. It's called Terminalia chibula. It comes from the Terminalia chibula plant, which grows in India and throughout Asia. It's actually the fruit of the plant, the pulp of the fruit that grows in the Terminalia chibula plant. In India, it's called Kaduka podi, okay? And it is the active ingredient in about 70% of all the Ayurvedic medications coming from India and Nepal. The powder you see here is the pulp from the inside of the fruit. The shell of the fruit is actually poisonous. But if you take the powder here, right, and you eat it, it's very bitter. You can increase the percentage of oxygen in your blood 300 to 400%. Okay, it also cleanses the brain. It cleanses the pineal gland. Okay, and it cleanses different parts of the brain, and it also has a good way of cleansing the your digestive tract. Okay, it'll definitely get rid of the residue from alcoholism and drug addiction and just from eating junk food and everything else. It's a really good thing to take. Like I said, you can find the other a lot of information on the previous video I did. But what I'm trying to show you here is how to specifically manifest wealth. How to manifest wealth. This is what the yogis, the gurus, all say. Now you take a little bit of Harataki. All right. I swallow it in the morning, right, to improve my mood. It definitely gives you energy and gives you a better mood. But to manifest wealth, you pinch it, take a pinch, okay, of Harataki powder, and you rub it on your gums. Okay, this is the technique for manifesting wealth. And do this every day, okay? Do this every day. Rub it right here. Don't be afraid. It has a bitter taste. But I just want to demonstrate how you go about manifesting wealth using Kaduka podi, or otherwise known as Harataki. Now, you can of course get yourself some Harataki on eBay I don't sell Harataki. You can order it from India. A lot cheaper than you can buy it at Whole Foods or any of the health food stores. But that's it. Let me get my trusty towel.
And how often?
Try to clean off the excess.
A couple seconds.
And it definitely increases the oxygen. Okay? Increases the oxygen to the brain. It has a bitter flavor. It takes some getting used to. I'm not going to lie. Okay? Now, while I've got you here, I'm going to give you another tip. And this is going to be for my Patreon audience. So, excuse me, YouTubers.
He's high blood pressure, so he has to stop drinking, period. You know what I mean? Because he's at the point where it's either you stop or you're going to die. You know, one of the two. So,
I just lost my brother to the same.
oh, really? And you didn't try any of these methods?
And you know what? He was a teacher too. He was a principal at a school.
Oh, wow.
And I actually did a video lecture for 2 different classes at the school on all of this. And by the time we found out he had cancer, it was like
Stage 4?
November. Oh yeah, no, totally stage 4.
Oh.
It was a inoperable bladder in his a tumor in his bladder, so he couldn't eat for like 2-3 days. They drained him, and then with all of that, they had to give him dialysis, so his body was too weak for chemo, and the tumor was inoperable, so he was gone.
But this formula is good. Also, I would recommend. Well, I'm going to show you how to create a scalp elixir in a future video, which is good for cleansing the brain and getting rid of a lot of the toxins from doing drugs and alcoholism. So that's all I have to say. Once again, I have to remind you that I am not a doctor. Nothing that you see here on BiomedRx TV should be construed as medical advice in any form. If you have an illness, I recommend that you consult with your physician and follow your physician's advice. What else? This is only for information purposes and fair use and all of that. Anyway, I would like everyone to stay kind, because kind is the new sexy. Stay blessed and stay healthy. Thank you for watching BiomedRx TV.
I know, but still you need it.
Yeah, but
I would do it, because I don't want you to die on me.
that's up to you. I mean, we got that hotel to stay off.
No, just give it.
I don't care.
Okay.
I don't care.
And then it's best to take it in the morning, correct?
Yes.
Okay, now he's taking garlic supplements. So she stopped taking those?
No, garlic is great for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Garlic is excellent.
Okay.
Okay.
In fact, if you can eat garlic, do that too.
Regular garlic and without the pills, just eat
chop
it?
it up and eat it with your food.
Yeah.
Eat it and everything.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right. Let me get my wallet.
Oh, yeah.
I got it. You know, we packed everything.
Here, we gotta open the door.
Oh, here.
Let me find it.
What's the total cost on it?
It's 100 for both.
How much are your feet stuff?
50 for ionic foot
Yeah,
detox.
we did- and
Hold
it
one
was all
second.
black.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you've done it before.
No.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
seen it.
No, but it does work.
Yeah?
Yes, definitely. Definitely. Hold on one second.
So about your son, right?
Yes.
How did mean, did he take anything?
We went to we went to all of the different experts.
And did they tell you it was because of
Hello, this is Devin Lockett here in my office at the BiomedRx Health Center with another video. This video is about 25 questions that every man should be asking himself right now. All right, now I put this video together to help men or women or people, everyone basically, find success and fulfillment in life. It is my sincere hope that everyone can experience the feelings that I feel every day, as far as being independent, as far as being happy, as far as being healthy. And, I just want to spread the love. And I want to give you some things to think about, right, at this very critical time in American history. I want to give you some things to think about so that you can structure your life in a way that is more satisfying to you. A lot of people are not living. They're actually just existing. And that's not good. That's not a good thing. Okay, I want you to live a fulfilling life. I want everyone to live a fulfilling life. And I believe the world is going to be better for it when people are not alienated from themselves and when people are living their dream, when people are living the life that they really want to live for themselves. So please get a pen and pad and sit down and ponder these 25 questions and try to watch this video through to the end, okay? Question number 1, where are you? Where are you in your life? Where are you? What are you doing? Are you happy? Are you satisfied with your professional life? Are you? Are you satisfied with your money? Are you making enough money? Do you have enough money? Are you making enough money? Okay, it's okay to ask yourself these questions, right? And it's okay for the answer to be no, right? Are you passionate? Are you eager to get out of bed every day? You wake up thinking, damn, I can't wait to get back to work and finish that project that I was starting. I can't wait to finish what I was doing or putting this idea together. Or do you just go, man, let me go back to work. Gotta make this money, right? Would you be doing what you're doing right now if there were no money involved? Are you doing something that you would be doing for free? I am. I love helping people. Okay. It really is not about the money for me. But that's a question for you to ask yourself. And it's a very important question to ask. Would you tell the truth and understand that is what you're doing what you really want to be doing? That's the question that you have to answer for yourself. Do you have the relationship that you want? You got the girl that you want? You got the wife that you want? You got the girlfriend that you want? The boyfriend? Are you happy with the relationships that you have in your life? Are you happy with the friends that you have? Are those friends leading you in a positive direction or are they holding you back? Are you challenged? Are you stimulated in what you're doing? Or is it easy? Because an easy life is a boring life, right? Do you work to live or do you live to work? I think I already asked that question. Are you utilizing your greatest skills and talents in life? Are you? This is all question number 1. This is all sub-questions of question number 1. Okay? Are you living or are you just existing? Now, if you can't answer all of those questions in a positive light, if you have any doubts about the answer to any one of those questions, please watch this video till the end, okay? It's going to help you a lot. What are you doing where you are? Okay, that's the next question. What motivates you to stay in your present situation? Is it your family? your kids, that's okay. It's okay to be where you are because of your kids, because you owe your kids. So it's okay. It's okay to be where you are because of your family. Doesn't make them bad people. Just acknowledge it. Acknowledge that that's something that you have to contend with. All right? Are you stuck where you are because of your job? Because of your so-called career, which is nothing but a series of jobs? Are you stuck where you are because of your love interests? Is it because of inertia, fear of the unknown, fear of failure, fear of success? Is it your peer group that's holding you back? Are your peer groups feeling uncomfortable because if you grow, then that means that they've lost you as a friend? Or are they uncomfortable about the fact that you are on your growing edge and they are not? Do you embarrass them by being so ambitious? Think about it. Are you holding yourself back so that you don't lose your friends? Are you holding yourself back from your success so that you don't lose your friends? Are your friends gaslighting you? Okay. Do you suffer from depression or illness? Maybe depression is holding you back. There's nothing wrong with admitting that. We all get the blues. We all suffer from depression from time to time. You should honestly examine what roadblocks are preventing you from living the life that you deserve. 3. What is your end game? Create a vivid and accurate picture of the life you ultimately want for yourself. What does your professional life look like? In your ultimate life, in your utopian perfect life? What does your professional life look like? What does your wealth look like? Okay. What does your personal and family life look like? Love, sex life, children. Consider all of these things. How do you spend your average day? Wake up, make love, have a cup of espresso, a bagel, a donut, go to the gym, work out, sweat, sauna, eat breakfast. I don't know. What do you do? Go to a studio, go to an office, go to a park, go to a beach. Sit down and figure these things out, okay? Feel free to take days to consider this question and create a vision board, like I talked about before. Consider the law of attraction. It's important, okay? You should study the law of attraction. Everybody has a utopian dream of an ideal life, right? What's yours? Take time to tailor your personal idea of success in every aspect of life, okay? Number 4, what do you want on your tombstone? Not the pizza. What do you want people to say or think about you after you're dead? What do you want to be known for? Okay, because life is not forever. We're not guaranteed life. We're not guaranteed life on earth. So what do you want to be known for in the end? What do you want people to know you for? You were a loving person. You were a generous person. Were you committed to family? Do you want to be known for your professional accomplishments, for your artistic accomplishments? You want to be known for your character, your generosity. You want to be known for your wealth. You want to be known for the number of kids you had, your kindness, your compassion, your faith. Take the time to consider how you are representing yourself to the world and how you will be remembered. This is important. Okay. Number 5, what are your touchstones? Touchstones are the reasons why you do what you do, right? Everyone has reasons for doing what they do, right? No one just does things, right? You have to have motivation. You got to have some reason why you're doing what you're doing. Do you do what you do to impress others? Are you living the life that you want to live? Or do you want what you want so that you can impress others? And if so, whom? Who do you want to impress? And why? Right? Do you have a message inside? You know, a lot of people want to be artists or filmmakers. I'm going to make a lot of references to the filmmaking industry because I'm a filmmaker and because it's an industry that I'm familiar with. But what I'm saying can be applied to any industry that you're in, right? Do you have a message inside? A lot of people who go into the artistic fields go into them because they have a message burning up inside. The thing about having a message inside, once your message is expressed, then what? I mean, if you got this great message inside and you make this great tour de force film or painting or work of art or essay or book or whatever it is, then you've shot the proverbial wad, you've taken the wind out of your own sails. And it's kind of hard to move forward from there. But that's just something for you to consider. Can you get your touchstones from doing something else? I once knew an actor who ended up being a newscaster because he got his touchstones. He got what he wanted from acting by being a newscaster. He got fame, he got fortune, he got recognition. He got the ability to wear makeup and be on camera and have the lights on him every day. And he discovered that those were his touchstones. And now he's an excellent newscaster. Which of your touchstones would be a deal breaker if you didn't get it? Right? For example, Hugh Hefner, when he was alive, right? When he got married, if his wife told him that she had to be monogamous, that may be a deal breaker for being the president of Playboy. I'm just imagining. I'm just using my imagination here. But some of your touchstones might be a deal breaker, right? Examine your life. Examine your career choice, what you want to do in the future. Examine it more deeply and figure out exactly why you want what it is that you want. And don't judge yourself. Just figure it out. Figure out what it is, right? Number 6, what habits can you form today that will make that end game become a reality, right? You want to be an athlete? There is nothing stopping you from putting on a pair of sneakers and running today. You want to be a filmmaker? Well, save up a little money, get yourself a DSLR camera or a cheap camera, any kind of cheap camera or a GoPro, and start making films, right? You want to be a musician? Download Fruity Loops, download Cubase, download a sequencing program, and get yourself a synthesizer from a pawn shop and start. Start now. Go there now. Right? Begin today. Fake it until you make it. Act as if. Right? Start practicing the lifestyle that you want right now. Get all of your mistakes out of your system. Right? Because you're going to have screw ups. You're going to have screw ups that you want to do. You're going to have things that you want to do that are cool, that are actually not cool. But you have to go through doing them to realize that they're not cool. Get all of that out of your system. Right? Build a great body of work. If you are a filmmaker or an actor or anyone that's in the industry, in the entertainment industry, build a reel. Build yourself a reel, right? Get busy. Get busy. Start doing it right now. Don't talk about what you want to do. Start doing it today, right? Network. Get to meet other people who are hungry. Remember what I said about you being the composite of the 5 people you hang with the most? Well, make at least 4 of those 5 people other hungry artists, other hungry entrepreneurs, other hungry wannabes like you, like yourself. Surround yourself with other hungry people who have ambition and drive and goals. Don't hang with losers out of inertia and out of comfort. Right? Buy books. Okay? Go to the used bookstores. Seriously, you can get books really cheaply at the used bookstores and buy books that pertain to your chosen field.
You should have a library at home of books that have to do with the industry that you love and that you claim to be passionate about. So go get yourself some books and read them. Don't just get the books for the bookshelf, but read them. And do your online research, right? YouTube, here in YouTube. There's nothing that you can't learn how to do on YouTube. Nothing. Okay? Think of what you can do today to make yourself more familiar with the world to which you want to belong. All right? Get up and do it now. Start acting now. 7, what resources do you have available? All right? Because if you start thinking about moving now, acting now, first thing you're going to think is, well, I can't because I don't have a whatever, right? I don't have a camera. I don't have a microphone. I don't have a Zoom recorder. I don't have a computer that I can edit on. Okay, that's fine. It's okay. But sit down and write a list of all of the things that you don't have, because you're going to have to start to work to get those things. And those things that you don't have, that you need, are your priorities. Okay? So don't buy the weed. Don't buy the alcohol. Don't buy the BS, right? Save for the tools that you need in order to live the life. For healthy red blood cells, beta-carotene, biotin for nail and hair health, gamma-linoleic acid from evening primrose oil, octosanol, grapeseed extract, a potent antioxidant important for maintaining capillary strength, and vegetarian digestive enzyme. Visit www.biomedrxsupplements.com.
Oh, wow. Sorry about that, guys. I know that was very crazy. That was very, very crazy. Business calls, right? Money calls. And, who am I? What kind of an entrepreneur would I be if I didn't follow the call of money? Thank you. Thank you for hanging out, and thank you for hanging with me. I really appreciate it. Thank you for watching as well. Now, let's get to this relational aggression stuff. And, who am I? What kind of a... Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, so let's see. Turn my video overlay music back up, do another sound check, make sure everything is going smoothly. Well, now, let's get to this. Now, there's some information I wanted to share with you guys about relational aggression, right? I know it took us a while to get started. Excuse me. But we got to talk about this. When you are on your rise, this is where I was before I got so rudely interrupted by my wonderful clients. When you are on the rise, you become a powerful person. Your personality becomes more powerful, right? Because if you're honing your character, if you're honing reason, if you're valuing reason, purpose, and self-esteem, and you're honing the virtues of rationality, which would be independence, honesty, integrity, justice, productiveness, and of course pride, which is the crown of all virtues, you're going to find that you aggregate haters, right? You aggregate haters, right? There are going to be people who are resentful toward you, probably because of your accomplishments, I'm not sure, or simply because of the strength and power of your personality. When you establish a true sense of self-esteem, which means a good sense of self-worth as well as a sense of self-efficacy, then people will fear you, and sometimes that fear will include loathing. It'll be fear and loathing, right? So you're going to pick up haters. Haters are going to hate, as they say, right? One of the things you're going to have to deal with is relational aggression. You know, there are 5 types of aggression. Some people say there are 3 types of aggression. Some say there are 4, some say there are 5. We're going to go over that on the next slide here, on the next frame. But what I'm talking about right now is relational aggression. Relational aggression, also called massepon in the Creole community, also called gossip, is when you're trying to negatively affect someone's relationship with someone else. In other words, when you're talking shit about them, when you're gossiping about them, when you're trying to harm that person's image in the eyes of others, right? Relational aggression. That's what we're talking about today. And first, I want to show you guys a couple of videos that talk about relational aggression. And then I'm going to start talking about some solutions for relational aggression, or for dealing with relational aggression in your life. Okay? So, time for this transition. All right. So now, I'm going to play this video by Dr. Grande. Fair use, by the way, as you can see on the bottom of the screen here. Fair use.
Hello, this is Dr. Grande. Today's question is, what is the relationship between relational aggression and personality disorders? If you find this video to be interesting or helpful, please like it and subscribe to my channel. That way you won't miss anything new. Now, when we talk about relational aggression, we're talking about behaviors that are intended to damage interpersonal relationships and social status. And we see that this can be done through manipulation or social exclusion. To help answer this question, I'll be using a study that was published in 2018 by Reardon and colleagues. And what they did here was they looked at relational aggression as it relates to the 5-factor model, and then the 5-factor model as that relates to personality disorders. So this really features a clever way to explain and explore the relationship between relational aggression and personality disorders. Now, we know that relational aggression is a problem for a variety of reasons. Some of the behaviors we see in individuals who are relationally aggressive, of course, cause damage to other people, as I indicated. And we see examples of this aggression like spreading rumors, threatening to stop talking to someone, or excluding someone from a group activity. And we know that this causes this damage to the victims, and this has a variety of consequences there. But relational aggression also has negative consequences for the aggressor. For individuals who perpetrate relational aggression, we see a higher risk of mental disorders, including personality disorders, difficulty in school, and peer rejection. So someone who's relationally aggressive causes damage in interpersonal relationships, but then themselves experience rejection from their peers. We also see with relational aggression that it is a consistent pattern of behavior. It's an interactional style that doesn't appear to be isolated and discrete, but rather consistent and stable. It also tends to develop early in life, as in late childhood or early adolescence, and it's associated with interpersonal instability and jealousy. So, of course, with this understanding of relational aggression, it's easy to see a connection specifically to personality disorders, and even more specifically to cluster B personality disorders. That would be antisocial, borderline, narcissistic, and histrionic personality disorders. Cluster B personality disorders are considered the emotional, dramatic, and erratic cluster. Prior studies have shown an association with all of those personality disorders in cluster B, but particularly with antisocial personality disorder. But overall, of course, there's not a lot of research on relational aggression and personality disorders. So as I mentioned, with this study, they looked at relational aggression and they tried to determine a 5-factor model personality profile, and then used that profile to see how it aligned with certain personality disorders. Because of course we can conceptualize personality disorders using the 5-factor model. So with the 5-factor model, there are 5 personality traits: openness to experience, conscientiousness, extroversion, agreeableness, and eroticism. We can remember the 5-factor model traits through the acronym OCEAN. So I'm going to go through these personality traits and then talk about the findings from this study. So it's important to remember here that with each personality trait, there are 6 facets. So for example, any particular construct, like relational aggression, could have a negative association with some of the facets on a particular trait and a positive association with others. And we saw that a few times here with the 5-factor model and relational aggression. So let's start with openness to experience. Openness to experience is a tendency for somebody to have imagination, creativity, and to be intellectually curious. With relational aggression and openness to experience, no relationship was identified. This is the only trait where this happened. Now, taking a look at conscientiousness, here we see a tendency to have cognitive, behavioral, and emotional control. Now, the findings here were interesting. There was a negative association with the facets of deliberation, self-discipline, and dutifulness, but a positive association with achievement. So an individual who is relationally aggressive would have a higher level of achievement on average. So here we see an example of how there can be a negative association with some facets and a positive association with others on the same trait. Now, moving to extroversion, this is a tendency to be actively engaged with the environment. And here, in terms of relational aggression, there was only one facet that really stood out, and that was assertiveness, and the association was positive. So as we saw more traits of relational aggression, we saw higher levels of assertiveness. Now, for the agreeableness trait, we see a tendency here to be empathetic, polite, cooperative, and kind. And really here we saw a negative association with all the facets. So in particular, straightforwardness, trust, modesty, and altruism. Now with the last trait, neuroticism, we see here a tendency to experience negative emotions. And here we saw a positive association with depressiveness, angry hostility, vulnerability, and impulsivity. So when we look at the profile that was generated here on the 5-factor model for relational aggression, and we compare it to what we know with the cluster B personality disorders, really the personality disorder that stood out the most, that was the most similar to relational aggression, was narcissistic personality disorder. These two constructs share low agreeableness. They share the high score on the angry hostility facet of neuroticism and the high score on the assertiveness facet of extroversion, and also the relatively higher conscientiousness facets. So what I mean there is with antisocial personality disorder and borderline personality disorder, we see lower conscientiousness, and with narcissistic personality disorder, it's a little bit higher. So it's still a low score overall, it's just a little higher than we see with antisocial and borderline. So there are a lot of similarities between relational aggression and narcissistic personality disorder, but also a lot of similarities with antisocial personality disorder and borderline, and there doesn't seem to be hardly any relationship with histrionic personality disorder. So some very interesting findings about relational aggression and personality disorders. It's important to keep in mind, of course, that if someone is relationally aggressive, that doesn't automatically mean they have a personality disorder. In order to have a personality disorder, someone would have to meet the full criteria for that personality disorder and be diagnosed by a licensed and qualified clinician. What we see here is just really an association. This also doesn't tell us about causality. We don't know if the personality disorder constructs lead to relational aggression, or if relational aggression leads to personality disorder constructs, or if some other factor leads to both. There are a lot of potential explanations for this relationship. So this really just gives us information that we can use to better understand the construct of relational aggression. I hope you found this description of relational aggression and personality disorders.
All right, Jimmy, when you think about aggression in children, most of us think about hitting, shoving, or even hair pulling. What less obvious is relational aggression, teasing, or even being excluded.
Yeah, both could damage a child's self-esteem. And as Kelly Swoop tells us tonight, an iconic children's TV character takes on the topics with advice for kids and their parents.
I'm happy to be me.
For 50 years, Big Bird has been one of the most popular characters on Sesame Street. But sometimes even he gets his feelings hurt.
Oh, yeah? Well, look at those feet.
In the episode, The Good Birds Club, Big Bird wants to join with other birds, but he's excluded because of the way he looks.
So long, Bigfoot.
Rashia Galarza is the Associate Vice President of Social Impact at Sesame Workshop. She says some aggression is developmentally normal. Sometimes that includes relational aggression.
Today I really want to play with this friend and not you. And it doesn't come from a place of wanting to hurt. It comes from a place of I don't know how to handle this conflict.
Scientists at the University of Buffalo found preschool boys who were victims of both physical and relational aggression in preschool are more likely to be withdrawn and avoid peers. Girls who are subject to both are more depressed and anxious.
Those birds are being mean to Big Bird and they're hurting his feelings.
Galarza says kids should be encouraged to tell an adult about aggressive behavior. If aggression is happening in school, experts say parents should go to a third party and not try to solve the conflict themselves.
This is the
Encourage them to
behavior
separate
of
themselves
children.
from the aggressor.
They can be empowered by looking for other friends and having those relationships being strong friendship relationships.
For Big Bird, the conflict is solved when he forms his own club and includes everyone.
Glad to be the way I am.
Galarza also recommends parents help their young children express their emotions by giving them feeling words like happy, excited, joyful, or angry, frustrated, and mad. Kids sometimes act out when they have trouble expressing their feelings. Kelly.
All right.
It's time for another talk, but first let me say how really grateful I am for the amazing reception you gave to me returning to these monologues. Your comments were an embarrassment of riches. Thank you for that. And special thanks to those who showed up to support me on my Patreon and Subscribe Star pages. Parting with a few of your hard-earned bucks for something I do for free is the best affirmation.
Not quite sure we're going to listen to this whole one, but this guy makes some good points.
In the description area, you'll not only find links to my Patreon and Subscribe Star, there's also a link to my channel on Gab TV. I've already posted all the video talks that I consider important there. If you like following my work, I suggest subbing to me there as well. We all know the day will come that YouTube purges red pill content from the platform completely. When they come from my channel here, Gab TV is where I'll be. And now it's time for today's talk, which I must start with an obligatory disclaimer. When I refer to women here or in any of my talks, I'm not pretending to talk about every woman on the planet. So for the not all police who occasionally stumble upon my work and suddenly want to issue citations, just put your ticket books up. I fully acknowledge that not all women are like that. Indeed, I acknowledge that not all women are like most anything you can think of, nor are men. That's a fact of life with which I live very comfortably. That said, when I say women here or in any of my talks, I am talking about nearly all the women I...
You know, I think this guy's going on a little bit of a gender-specific rant. I'm really trying to educate more about relational aggression. So we're going to stick with this.
Lesson number 1 on my free mini course on relational aggression. And while you progress through the course, it's my hope that you will learn some of the fundamental principles that have to do with relational aggression, as well as some actual things, strategies, techniques, tips to use and implement to help you in your pursuit of helping your students handle relational aggression. Relational aggression is a monster of a topic. It's a true beast. And I say this as someone that came from working inner city Flint and Detroit. And hands down, relational aggression is one of the trickiest topics that I have had to deal with, because most of the issues that I used to deal with were pretty straight on, and relational aggression is anything but. So let's go ahead and dive in, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So the very first order of business that we should do is to define what relational aggression is. Relational aggression was first termed by some researchers back in 1995 to include behaviors that are intended to manipulate or harm somebody's relationship or social standing. So basically behavior that is meant to hurt somebody's relationship with someone else or how their peer group perceives them is considered relational aggression. So what does that look like? And what does it sound like? So let's go into some examples of that, and then I'll give you a tip on how to distinguish relational aggression from other behavior. So some of the common types of relational aggression, occurrences of relational aggression that I work with at the elementary level is when a student tells another student who they should and shouldn't be friends with. So in reality, we should all decide and determine who our friends are. And if someone is telling us, don't be friends with them, or, oh, you're friends with them, or saying other things that would cast doubt or make someone not seem as appealing of a friend, then that's relational aggression. Sometimes it is bold, where the student will flat out threaten removal of their friendship if they don't get what they want from their friends. So if they say something like, if you sit by Danelle at recess or at lunchtime, then I'm not going to be your friend anymore. Or if you talk to Renee, I'm not going to be your friend anymore. Or if you pick Derek to be on the team, then you can't come over my house tonight. In each one of those examples, that was relational aggression, because their actions and behavior and words were meant to limit someone's relationship with someone else, and also their relationship with that particular person. Now, it's not always as obvious as that, because typically people who engage in relational aggression don't make threats. What they say, the threat is more implied, and it's more of a disapproval. So in order to get along with the social group, you need to conform, and if somebody is not included, including other people into that social group may in fact, hurt their ability to be in the group. So they will not engage with people they want to be friends with just because they think someone might disapprove, and that could be through a nonverbal example of relational aggression, such as like a dirty look or a side eye where it's a disapproving, like, are you kidding me kind of a thing. And so something as simple as a glance, if it's conveying disapproval, or if it's conveying that someone is somehow lesser than or should be considered lesser than to somebody else, that is relational aggression. When that behavior, whether it's words or an action that's silent, is used to make someone seem less appealing to that peer group, that is relational aggression. Another example, just jumping back to the verbal examples of relational aggression that I deal with quite a bit, is when students will repeat rumors or gossip they hear, and they'll often say, oh, I'm just trying to help, I just wanted to help them. Well, it's not helpful when you repeat what you heard to 4 or 5 other people, and now instead of this being something one person overheard 2 other people talking about your friend, so 4 people are involved. Now you went and told 3 other people, so now there's 7 people involved instead of the 4 people involved. And then it starts to spread like wildfire. And when they involve other people, when they are the messenger relaying information back and forth, they are not so much motivated by the desire to end the behavior. They are reveling into the buzz or the excitement that they get as kind of being that central, intricate key player. They have this information, they're able to get sort of the lowdown, and it can actually elevate their social standing because they have the dirt. And that's one of the main reasons why students will gossip and spread rumors, is because when they feel like they're in the know or they have something to say and they share it with somebody else, they do that in a sense to try to elevate their own social standing. When what they say hurts somebody else's relationships or their social standing, then that is relational aggression. And I mean, it's, people will talk and they talk about other people, they talk about what they hear, they talk about, you know, the football game or who's dating who and all of that. So that's not always relational aggression.
So now, I'm not going to play her entire video. I don't want to get a content strike. However, I think this pretty much sums it, right? Relational aggression. Now, what do you do to combat relational aggression? Well, the main thing that I can say is to bolster your own self-esteem. And the way you can bolster your own self-esteem is to be cognizant of the components of self-esteem, which are self-efficacy and self-worth. You can bolster those two things, those two components separately, and bolster your own self-esteem, you know, exponentially as a result of that. How you're going to do this? Well, self-efficacy, self-esteem is composed of two different components, right? Self-efficacy and self-worth, right? Self-efficacy means you can, or you have the capacity to produce a good life for yourself, or you have a capacity to produce. You're a manifestor. You can make money. You can earn, you can produce, you can create, you can manifest financial support and financial wealth for yourself and on behalf of yourself. Self-worth means that you understand that you deserve a good life, that you deserve the best life that your abilities can provide for yourself. Unfortunately, too many of us are raised in very enmeshed, narcissistic homes, and therefore fail to truly individuate as human beings. And when a person reaches adult age and adult size and they fail to individuate, they fail to develop an individual self, a sense of self, then you run into these problems, especially of diverted aggression and relational aggression. This is the way the narcissist slivers through life, right? You just don't want to be that kind of a person. Trust me on that. You don't want to be that kind of a person. Once again, duty calls. So I want you guys to have a wonderful day, and I will see you guys on the flip-flop. Peace.
Gold label quality BiomedRx CBD oil is made from organic hemp that is locally grown, glyphosate-free, gluten-free, non-GMO, homogenized, third-party tested, and CO2 extracted. Visit www.biomedrxcbd.com.
BiomedRx Optimum Woman is the only woman's high-potency full-spectrum multiple vitamin supplement to contain 56 nutrients, including those most important for today's woman, such as calcium for bone health, iron for healthy red blood cells, beta-carotene, biotin for nail and hair health, gamma-linoleic acid from evening primrose oil, octosanol, grapeseed extract, a potent antioxidant important for maintaining capillary strength, and vegetarian digestive enzymes. Visit www.biomedrxsupplements.com.